we are going to study in lecture third which cloning vectors are going to use in the biotechnology and along with the host competency, and then we will see isolation of DNA, how it is going to separate, which is used for rDNA technology. So one by one we are going to study. The first point is feature required for the cloning vector. In the previous lecture I already discussed what is by vector, what are the different type of vectors. So here some vectors we are discussing again, which cloning vectors are used in case of plant and animal. In case of plant, mostly used vector is Agrobacterium tumefaciens, which contain a plasmid called as Ti plasmid or tDNA. Ti means tumor inducing. And in case of animal, mostly retroviruses are used. So genetical tool of some pathogen is transformed into a useful vector for delivering the genes to a plants and animals. For example, Agrobacterium tumefaciens, a pathogen for many dicot plants, cause crown gall disease, and retrovirus is there, retrovirus, which has an reverse transcriptase enzyme. You know, there are different kind of retroviruses are there, like HIV is retrovirus, then RSV is also retrovirus. I will write the name here, RSV. RSV means Rose sarcoma virus. Sarcoma. Sarcoma. Oma means tumor always. Sarcoma, lymphoma, adenoma, so on like that. Rous sarcoma virus. This is also retrovirus. And currently we are facing the pandemic of coronavirus. That is also retrovirus. So here is the diagram is given of retrovirus. Reverse transcriptase. It has capsid protein code, 2 strands of RNA, GP120, GP41. And this is Agrobacterium tumefaciens. Remember the name, agro, agricultural plant, land, and tumefaciens, tumor inducing. So the most of the strains of this bacteria carry the tumor inducing gene. This Agrobacterium tumefaciens, if we see, so most of this bacteria carry the tumor inducing plasmid, that is called as Ti plasmid. And in nature, generally this Agrobacterium tumefaciens attaches to the leaves of plants and Ti plasmid transfer into the plant cell. So this plasmid become incorporated into the plant chromosome. This Ti plasmid can be incorporated into plant chromosome, and here the process is shown in this diagram into the plant chromosome. So this is the Ti plasmid. Here is the T region, tumor inducing region. Remember the Ti plasma. Ti means tumor inducing, and if we use this word Ri means rhizogen inducing. In case of leguminous plant, there is tumor formation also takes place. In case of leguminous plant, legumes, shenga. So that's one. So therefore, this Ti plasmid has been used as a vehicle for introduction of recombinant DNA into the plant cell. So this tDNA is added into the Agrobacterium tumefaciens. Then this plasmid is going to introduce into the plants, and it will interfere with the genetic material of that plant in order to make it with desirable genes can be introduced with the help of this Ti plasmid, because this Ti plasmid can cause tumors in the plant, and the strain of bacterium have been developed which do not have the tumor inducing genes. So however, the T region of this plasmid play an important role in gene transfer. This play an important role in gene transfer. So this is useful. And here is the transform cells of plant. So this is going to introduce inside the plant. So tDNA has a cloning site into which the foreign DNA insert is inserted, and the specific segment of bacterial plasmid, that is tDNA, is there. So this recombinant plasmid is introduced into the bacterium Agrobacterium tumefaciens, then it is infected with culture of cells. So this is going to happen. This Agrobacterium tumefaciens can deliver a piece of tDNA to transform a normal plant cell into a tumor, and this tumor cell produces the chemical which is required by the pathogen. So this tumor-inducing plasmid of Agrobacterium tumefaciens is modified into a cloning vector, which is not pathogenic. It don't cause any kind of harm. Pathogenic means what? Pathogen is disease. Genic means genesis, birth. So it won't cause any kind of disease when once it is transformed. So, but it can use the mechanism to deliver the gene of interest into the plant. So here the process is described, shown in the diagram. Here it is. Now we are going to see competent host, means for transformation of recombinant genes, means when we take any vector, this is vector in which desirable gene is introduced, it means this vector become recombinant. This is recombinant DNA, or we can say hybrid DNA or transformed DNA or modified DNA or transformed cell vector. This transform vector we are going to introduce again into the bacteria so that it can multiply. So when this plasmid, which is recombinant, is going to introduce into the bacterial cell, being bacterial cell is hydrophilic in nature, so it is difficult to introduce. So there are some strategies, some methods are going to use to introduce this vector into the bacterial cell. So there are the different methods. So like I will tell this method one by one, but here this method is given. Here is use of calcium chloride, and what is going to happen here, such cells are incubated with the recombinant DNA on ice. Heat shock method is there, means initially these cells are taken out, means initially they are kept in the cold, then they are taken out for the hot treatments, means when the temperature is raised up to a 40 degree, what happen, this bacterial cell is going to produce a pores means holes, and once the pores are created, hole is created, this plasmid can be easily introduced inside the bacterial cell. What is going to happen, this is a test tube in which these bacterial cells are there, and here we are having the recombinant plasmid. So these bacterial cell, initially they are placed in the cold temperature, now they are transformed to hot temperature where the temperature is up to 40 degree, and when temperature is given 42 degree, what happen, the pores of this bacterial cell wall, this bacterial wall is going to open, and then we can transfer this vector into this bacterial cell, and again this test tube is taken to a cold temperature, means cold, then heat, then again cold. Why again cold treatment is given, in order to the pore which are already opened because of heat shock method, they are again going to close. So that's why the cold treatment is given. Here is hot, here is cold, here is also cold treatment. So remember, this is called as heat shock method, in which the bacterial cell is subjected to a temperature of 42 degree, where the bacterial cell is going to open its pores so that an vector plasmid, which is recombinant, is going to introduce inside the bacterial cell in order to multiply that plasmid to a several fold, several thousand times. For that, this method is going to happen. And once that bacteria is, that plasmid is going to introduce inside the bacterial cell, this phenomenon is nothing but the competent host, means it is going to introduce inside. So this is called as competent host. So this competent host, here I will explain. These competent hosts are required for the transformation for recombinant DNA. So here is introduction of recombinant host into the cell. So I told you what is the meaning of competent cell. Competent host cell, competent host cell required for transformation in recombinant DNA. This is rDNA. Okay, I wrote here rDNA. So after the formation of recombinant DNA, the propagation of it must occur inside living organism or living system, or we can say a host. So different types are available for the host cell, like E. coli, yeast, animal or plant cell. Different, different cells are there, like yeast is there, animal cell is there, plant cell is there, animal cell, plant cell. These different kinds of cells are there for this competency. So eukaryotic cell will be preferred for the expression of some eukaryotic protein when eukaryotic proteins are going to introduce, and yeast cell is preferred because it is simpler eukaryotic organism like a bacteria, are single cell and genetically well characterized. So it is easy to grow and easy to manipulate. So remember this: eukaryotic cell, eukaryotic cell, eukaryotic cells will be preferred, will be preferred host for expression, for expression of some eukaryotic cell, some eukaryotic cell, eukaryotic cell. And yeast cell is preferred, yeast cell is also preferred. Why it is preferred, I told you, because it has the simpler eukaryotic organism structure. It has simple eukaryotic organism like organism, and looks like a bacterial cell. Like bacteria, it is single cell. Like bacteria, it is single cell, because yeast is unicellular fungus. So this is unicellular, and it is genetically well characterized, genetically well characterized, and easy to grow, easy to grow and manipulate as well, manipulate as well. So for this, these eukaryotic cells are used. So the plant and animal cell can be used for the expression of either tissue culture or as a cell in the whole organism to create the genetically modified crops or genetically modified organism. So therefore these bacterial cells should be capable for uptake of this DNA. So that is called as competent. So for that there are the different methods, like for this competence, that is when the recombinant DNA is going to introduce into the host cell, this is called as host competence. Host competence, like that word is already used here. Here it is, competent host. So what are the methods I am going to tell here? Host competence. For this, these methods are there. Transformation is there. Transformation, for this method, these methods are there. Transfection is also there. Faction. Then micro injection or micro particle, micro injection or micro needle or micro particle. Then gene gun, gene gun are called as biolistic gun. Then electroporation, electroporation or heat shock method. Right now I told you this heat shock method, heat shock method, heat shock methods. So these are the different methods which are going to use to uptake the DNA into the host cell. So there are some one by one method we are going to see here. So first is transformation. Transformation. So transformation, what is meant by transformation? This we can also learn in the topic molecular basis is there, molecular basis of unitas. There is one experiment will come in 1928. Frederick Griffith, scientist, was there. So he conducted the experiment called as transformation. So what happened in the transformation? In this method, the cells are going to take up the DNA from their surrounding, since many cells such as those of E. coli, yeast, mammalian cell or etc. do not naturally absorb the DNA, hence they need to make competent. So for that this method is going to use. So these two scientists, Mundell and Higa, in 1970 they observed that E. coli cell can be made competent to take up external DNA by suspending them in the cold calcium chloride CaCl2. This is used, or calcium is also used, means divalent ion. So recombinant plasmid. I will tell you that means in this case where this transformation experiment is said in that molecular basis of inheritance, there this scientist Frederick Giffith, he used Diplococcus pneumoniae microbe, Diplococcus pneumoniae, which cause pneumonia, but it has two strains. One is S strain and other is R strain. S strain is virulent, pathogenic, being it is capsulated, and R strain is avirulent, which do not cause any kind of this pneumonia. So when this heat killed S strain is kept with the living R strain, then S strain is going to convert into a pathogenic strain, which was not pathogenic after heat shock method, means heat kill method, but it is transformed. So let us understand what's in by transformation. Here is the plant cell, plant cell, plant DNA. Restriction enzyme is used to cut this and going to introduce inside the plasmid. So in the transformation, see here is the E. coli cell, which is in a natural state. Notice how bacterial DNA is circular. Here is circular bacterial DNA, and this is DNA, and this is plasmid. This will be a plasmid, and this is cDNA, circular DNA. But remember, the cDNA word is used for complementary DNA also, as well. Then extreme cold causes the pores in the holes and the bacterial transmembrane. So the another DNA is going to introduce into the bacterial cell. So small DNA molecules like our plasmid can move through these holes, and when this bacteria is heated again, some of them end up with our plasmid inside them, and then they are called as transformed bacteria. Means bacteria change. Why? Because here another molecule like a DNA molecule which has genetic property is going to introduce in this bacteria. It is introduced. So that's why the cell is transformed. Like suppose you are by some incident, suppose you are demotivated and you are listening some good thoughts. So the moment you listen the good thoughts, nice thought, powerful thoughts, you will become charged. So like transformation is happening in you, like brainwash term is used. So such a transformation is also going to happen inside the bacterial cell when the another genetic material is going to introduce, means small DNA molecule like our plasmid can move through these holes, and we can filter out the untransformed bacteria which got no plasmid. In bacteria, if the plasmid is introduced another, so that is transformed. So we can separate it by containing the antibiotic medium. In the previous lecture I already discussed this one, this method. There is replica plate method in which we was taking the two plate containing the antibiotic ampicillin and tetracycline. So untransformed bacteria can be killed by antibiotic in the medium, and they don't have the plasmid and the antibiotic resistance. The transformed bacteria go through and now pick up them on plates. So like that method is there, conjugation is there, transduction is there, natural transformation is here, resistance donor cell, because in the plasmid we saw it contained the three kind of gene, like R gene is there, F gene is there, cool gene is there. So R is for resistance, cell death, free DNA has interact and transport into a complement. This is transformation. In conjugation, what happened? The uptake of genetic material will take place. Conjugation generally happen in the bacteria. We know, suppose this is one bacteria and this is another bacteria. This is conjugation tube. Suppose this is F plus bacteria. F plus means male and F minus means female. F is a fertility factor present in the plasmid that will form this conjugation tube. This is conjugation tube. Conjugation tube. In bacteria, true sexual reproduction is absent. Instead of them, there is a conjugation is there. So what happened here? This F plus means male bacteria. This F plus means male bacterium. This F minus means female bacterium. So from this male bacterium to the female bacterium, genes are going to transform by means of conjugation tube. So here the conjugation is going to happen, means genes are introduced from one bacteria to the another bacteria. So that is conjugation. So here plasmid or transposons. What is meant by transposon? Transposon means jumping gene or mobile gene. Jumping gene or mobile genes. These transposons were discovered by this scientist Barbara McClintock in Maca in Zmes. Remember this also. So DNA exchange takes place through pilus. Pilus means pili, which will form here this one, and non-resistance recipient cell, and this resistant transconjugation happened. Let's see, this one is taken out. So like that, this is happening, conjugation. Then transduction. Transduction is, suppose this is bacterial cell, and here is the bacteriophage. This is bacteriophage. So we know the bacteriophage attack bacteria. So its genetic material of this virus is going to introduce into the bacterial cell, and over the bacterial genetic material, the genetic material of virus will take control. Virus has its own genetic material. It will attack the bacteria, and the genetic material which is present in the bacteria, on that bacteria, the genetic material of virus will take control when it get integrated. Like here, phage carrying bacterial gene and lysis cell death of this bacteria, and this genetic material is going to take control over this genetic material of bacterial cell and get incorporated. So transported to an infection to a non-resistant recipient cell, so on. So how the transfection is going to happen, this little bit protocol is given: culture and plate cells prior to the transfection as you prepare nucleic acid, then so on. This is not necessary, but just you need to understand what is meant by transfection and what is meant by transformation. These things you have to come to know. What is meant by transfection, what is meant by this one, transformation. So this is necessary. So here it is also given. Exudate concentration gradient, agrobacterium is used. This is wounded plant. Bacteria, here is the transfection is going to happen. Transfection. Transfection मतलब infection करना है, means one microbe with its gene is going to attack. Like here is the opine catabolism. This plasmid is going to introduce into the plant chromosome, and this T region means plasmid is going to take control over the plant chromosome. It is transformed, not fully, at a particular part, and these are wounded exudates, means removing, and this is the plant section. Diaplasmid, non-diaplasmid bacteria. So what are the features required for cloning into a vector? So vector for cloning the genes in plant and animal, we saw in case of plant Agrobacterium tumefaciens, which is also called as genetic engineer of plant. Genetic engineer of plants. Agrobacterium tumefaciens. Remember this line. And retrovirus in animal can transform normal cell into cancerous cell. So here is the oncogene is given. Oncogenes. Remember, the doctor who is specialized for cancer called as oncologist. So oncogenes cancer causing, and the things which cause a cancer called as carcinogen. Carcinoma is cancer. That word come from carcinos, means scrap. So infection by a retrovirus, it will transform a normal cell into the cancerous cell by this. So retrovirus, so these are used to deliver a desirable gene into an animal cell. Desirable genes means the genes which have good characteristic, and they are going to use up here. Then competent host for the transformation with recombinant DNA, since the DNA is hydrophilic molecule. Hydro means water and philic means love or attraction. So they are water loving, means water can be easily stick to it. So it cannot pass through the cell membrane. That's why the bacterial cell must be made competent to take up the alien DNA or foreign DNA, or we can say what another word is there, gene passenger DNA, that is passenger DNA, foreign DNA or alien DNA or passenger DNA, and this bacteria act as gene taxi. So for this, bacterial cells are treated with the specific concentration of divalent cation, is calcium, Ca++. So the DNA enter into the bacterium through the pores in the wall. And here is the other methods are also used, like I told you which are the different method, like a micro injection is there. So this method of recombinant DNA is directly injected into the nucleus of animal cell by using microneedle. Either they will use microneedle or micropipette, microneedle, microneedles or micropipette. Micropipette can also be used. So like here, micro injection needle with foreign DNA. So this is going to inject into the egg or embryo or oocyte. So using microneedle or micropipette, it is used in the egg or oocyte egg cell or embryo. So like this, and this technique was firstly discovered by one scientist whose name was Jeffrey Chamberlain. Jeffrey Chamberlain around 1993. So they discovered this method in the Human Genome Center at Michigan University, which is in United States. So they have cured the mice that inherited the neuromuscular disease, which is like a muscular dystrophy in case of humans. So microinjection, the recombinant DNA is directly injected into the nucleus of an animal cell. So this is what the work of microinjection. What is going to happen in this method? The recombinant DNA is directly injected into the nucleus of animal cell by using this microinjection, or we can say micro needle pipette, and it is used for egg, oocyte and embryo. And firstly it was discovered by this scientist Jeffrey S. Chamberlain, and his co-workers are also there. That's why it is called as ETL. ETL means his co-worker also in 1993 of Human Genome Center in the Michigan University, United States. So they have cured the mice that inherit the neuromuscular disease, which is similar to the muscular dystrophy in case of human. Then biologistic gun or gene gun. This is the gun. This is the gene gun. In the next diagram also there. This is the gene gun, or also called as biologistic gun. So what is going to happen here? For gene gun, this is the new technology like a gene gun. This is also available as a vectorless direct gene transfer. DNA here is coated with the pillet. DNA here is going to coated with the pillet, so that when it is coated with the pillet, so what happened? These literally shoot to the target cell. Although it is developed for the plant, but it is also used for the animal cell also. Because plant, we know cell wall is thick, so that's why it is going to introduce here in case of plant. But this is also used for animal also. But initially it was developed for plant because plant cell has a thick wall. So that's why the bombarding should be there. So for promoting the tissue repair, reducing healing time, this method made a great impact on the field of vaccine development. So this is gene gun. So cells are bombarded with the high velocity microparticle of gold or tungsten coated with the DNA, and this method is suitable for plant. Or disarmed pathogen is also used, means when it infects the cell, transfer recombinant into the host. This is disarmed pathogen. Direct DNA injection is also there. Yes, direct injection of DNA is taken into the skeletal muscle, which lead to the possibility of using gene as a vaccine due to the low level expression and therapeutic benefits for the treatment of genetic disorder, which could not be derived. So this method gives the birth of concept of DNA vaccine or genetic immunization. Here is also this is given. This is micro injection, and this one is micro projectile gun, gene gun. This one here is the firing pin. This one is the blank charge nylon projectile, and here we know the DNA is coated with the either tungsten or gold. DNA is coated with the tungsten particle or gold particle. AU means gold arum, and tungsten W wolfram. Either tungsten or by gold this DNA is coated, and here is the air vents, target cell or tissue, and plate to stop the nylon micro projectile. And this is glass micro injection needle. Here is the DNA pronucleus, and pronucleus of female, pronucleus of male is going to inject, means that sperms are going to inject into the egg cell with the help of this micro needle. You already saw this one in IVF, in vitro fertilization, because these things are going to happen in the glass, and I told you vitro means glass, vitro means glass, vivo means body. So remember this. And I told you about this direct injection also. Means direct injection of DNA skeletal muscle led to the possibility of using gene as a vaccine due to the low level of expression and for the therapeutic benefit for the treatment of genetic disorder that could not be derived. So this method gave the birth to the concept of this DNA vaccines, vaccine formation or genetic immunization. Then here is one more method, electroporation. Electro means electric field and poration is creating hole. So this is the plant cell, this one is the plant cell, and cell wall and plasma membrane is there. So here they are going to remove cell wall removed. So when the cell wall is removed, so we know the plant cell minus cell wall, plant cell minus cell wall is equal to protoplast. So this protoplast, to this protoplast, the foreign DNA is going to add. Foreign DNA is added. Foreign DNA is added. Now this foreign DNA is added. So now they are going to add electric shock. So this is electroporation. This plant cell is integrated with the foreign DNA, and small temporary pores in the cell closes the closes, and the foreign DNA is going to introduce inside. These words are faint, so unable to read, but you will understand this what is going to happen. The plant cell is going to taken, its cell wall is going to remove, to protoplast foreign DNA is going to add, or electroporation is also going to use to make the pores in the wall so that the foreign DNA can be introduced. So this electric shock come in the form of short, which is with a high voltage pulse that can create a small amount of temporary pores in the membrane of cell through which the foreign DNA is going to introduce. Like we saw in case of heat shock method, at temperature of 42 degree, the pores are going to create in the wall so that the foreign DNA is going to introduce. So like that this method is used, electroporation. So remember this also. Now we are going to see the process of rDNA technology. So these methods are used to isolate genetic material, then cutting of DNA at specific location, then amplification of intest of gene, and then insertion of recombinant DNA into the host cell, obtaining the foreign gene product, and these are the strategies these are going to use here. Anyways, again here 6 method is given, actually 7 are there. In the next slide you can see this one, here it is. rDNA technology is a complicated process, not an easy. It requires the knowledge of this genetic and several steps lead to the desired goal, what goal we have fixed. So initially we need to isolate the DNA, then digestion of DNA with the help of restriction endonuclease enzyme, then their amplification means multiplication is going to happen, then introduction of recombinant DNA, new DNA, and then we can identify recombinant, or we can say transformant or hybrid. Then gene product manufacture, and then final processing is going to happen. So the first method is here, isolation of DNA, means separation of DNA. So once the DNA is taken from a sample, here what is going to happen, see here, either bacterial cell, this is bacterial cell, this is plant cell, or this is the leaf of plant is going to use, or this is liver. So if you take the plant cell, plant a leaf, it should be crushed, and if we are taking bacterial cell, plant cell, or animal cell tissue, so we, in order to withdraw the DNA, we know the plant cell contain cellulose, pectin is there. So to remove this cellulose and pectin, we need the enzyme cellulase and pectinase. In case of animal, plasmon will be there. In case of bacteria or different animal, like in case of fungus, we say that we saw the its cell contains that chitin. So to degrade this chitin, chitinase is required, and for animal cell, lysosome is required. So remember the name of this enzyme: cellulase, pectinase, chitinase, lysosome. These are required to degrade the wall so that we can reach up to the DNA. So lysosome, cellulose in case of plant, then lysozyme, lysome is lysozyme is, we know, enzyme. Bacteria, cellulose for plant, chitinase for fungus, and pectin is also used for plant. And the cell is broken, releasing the DNA and other macromolecule like RNA, protein, polysaccharide, and lipid. Then isolation of genetic material. So after cutting the DNA by the restriction enzyme, these fragments are formed, and this fragment can be separated by a technique called as gel electrophoresis. So here RNA is removed by treating with ribonuclease. Protein is removed by using enzyme protease. Here the role of enzymes are essential. Protease, proteolytic enzyme, so remove this one. Ribonuclease for RNA, and other molecule is removed by appropriate treatment of that respective enzymes. So then chilled ethanol is added and purified DNA is precipitated out as a fine threads in the suspension. Here it is. Add alcohol onto the side until the two distinct layers are separated. So here spooling will take place. Spooling means glass rod we can insert inside this glass or test tube, and we can take it out. So the threads are observed, white color thread. Like if we taken out our here, so at the bottom of here we can find out the some white colored portion. So here spooling will take place and DNA is removed. This you can see in the practical also. There they will take spinach leaf and papaya, and the other material is required NaCl, then detergent. So with the help of this, the plant cell wall is removed and the DNA is taken out. But that is not clear, only you can see this one. You can't see that DNA strand. Here you can see this one, that thread like DNA. This is the role of genetic material, means this is the genetic material, role of restriction enzyme. Sorry, I said genetic material. This is restriction enzyme, which is going to cut. So after that, isolation is going to happen because these fragments are separated by a technique gel electrophoresis. So a gel electrophoresis is going to happen. Here it is. This is the method. We have to take cell suspension, lyse the cell with lysosome or detergent. Detergent means or detergent like Rin, Vin, so many powders are there like Ariel, Nirma, that can also be used. Then lysed cell with DNA in the solution, then add alcohol. Which alcohol? Chilled ethanol. Then we can found the cell debris, mass of cells and alcohol layer, and insert a glass rod and gently twirl. Means like if fibers are there, if we try to rotate it, the threads of DNA are going to wound around that glass rod. So pick up the DNA strands and the glass rods and then transfer into the another tube in the aqueous solution of DNA. So here cutting the DNA at specific location with the help of restriction enzyme. and as a result the DNA is going to digest. I already told you in the previous slide, you saw that one means the action of this restriction enzyme. Then these DNA fragments means once that DNA is going to broken down with the help of restriction enzyme, now these DNA particle which is broken, they are taken into the this gel electrophoresis. So here is the DNA sample, this one is the DNA. Restriction enzyme will break this DNA and will form the bands which can go through this agar gel. Restriction enzyme cleaves the DNA into the smaller fragment at various length. Like here, its action is shown of restriction enzyme. Action of restriction enzyme on DNA molecule. So we know the DNA is negatively charged. Why it is negatively charged? Being it contains the phosphoric acid, which is the most stable compound in the body. So this technique means electrophoresis is a technique in which separation of charged molecule takes place under the influence of electric current. इलेक्ट्रोफोरेसिस को बोला क्या जाता है कि जो अगर there is a liquid medium, aqueous medium, in which the different charge ion, means cation will go toward the negative electrode and anion will go toward the positive electrode, vice versa. So that is called as electrophoresis, means movement of oppositely charged ion through an aqueous medium. So under the influence of electric field, they migrate the direction of electrode being oppositely charged. So like that, being DNA is negatively charged, it will go toward the positive charge, and negatively charged molecule travel toward the positive. So this technique was developed by this scientist. This electrophoresis was discovered by this scientist Tiselius in 1937. A. Tiselius, Tiselius, Tiselius. He developed. So nowadays, most commonly used matrix is agarogel is used, which is a polysaccharide extracted from the seaweeds. We know agar is from red algae. So these fragments are separated according to the size through their sieving effect. Sieving means they have the pores. Sieve मतलब छोटे छोटे hairs, छोटे छोटे pores. Sorry, like we know there is a वो ये होता है, देखिए चाय छानने की छन्नी स्टील की जो बने वाली होती है या प्लास्टिक की भी, उसके अंदर छोटे छोटे पोर दिखते हैं, तो वैसे पोर रहेंगे इस एगारोजेल. दिस एगारोजेल हैव दिस काइंड ऑफ पोर्स. इन द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड आई विल शो यू. So it is obtained from the polymer of seaweed, and smaller sized fragment, remember here size, not the mass, size of fragment move further, and this process is repeated with the vector DNA also. So if the bands are lighter in weight, they will go far here, and here is the positive charge, and here will be the negative charge. Here the bands of DNA are formed, or we can say RFLP, means restriction fragment. Fragment means segment, fragment of DNA. Restriction fragment length. Length means, see, this one is thick, this one is thin, so different length is formed. So they appear differently, it's morphologically different. One is heavier in weight, another is medium, then lighter. So they will go through these sieve pores according to their size. So hence the name is also used RFLP, restriction fragment length polymorphism. Polymorphism, or we can say polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. This is polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. So remember this. So hence the smaller fragment in the size, it will move further, and agar gel, how this is going to form? Agar is going to dissolve into the water, distilled water, and then it is heated. So when this solution is cooled, double helical form, and it will become arranged laterally and produce the thick filament, and these thick filaments become cross-linked to the gel and for size dependent on agar gel. So here it is. These are formation of pores in the agar gel, double helical. Here is the pores, these are the pores, and these are filaments. That's why I use those words, because these separated DNA fragments can be seen only after staining with the DNA with the compound known as ethidium bromide. So these DNA fragment can be seen as bright orange colored band when they are stained. Stained means coloration is given with the help of this stain. This is the stain, ethidium bromide. So after giving the stain with this ethidium bromide, it is followed by the exposure to a UV radiation as a bright orange colored bands like this one. And the separated band of DNA are cut with the agar gel and extracted from the gel piece. This step is called as elution. Elution. Here the gel electrophoresis showing the migration of undigested length. Undigested and digested matlab kya hoga? When the DNA is means restriction enzyme act on the DNA, it will produce a bands. So that is digested. And where the DNA is not broken into a smaller pieces, that is called as undigested. So several techniques are used for elution of the DNA from the gel pieces, and this is purified DNA fragment used for the formation of recombinant DNA by linking them with the cloning vector. Here it is. Then cutting out DNA at specific location. तो ये याद रखना what is by elution. DNA bands are cut off from the agar gel and this is called as elution. स्टेनिंग करना क्यों करना है देखिए, क्योंकि व्हाइट इज डन, दिस इज agar gel, करेक्ट, दिस इज व्हाइट इन कलर, व्हाइट व्हाइट कलर ये जो दिख रहा है स्लाइड का कलर वैसा रहता है, पूरी तरह से एकदम सुपर व्हाइट नहीं. और ये जो डीएनए, दिस डीएनए इज आल्सो सेम कलर, so it is difficult to distinguish. DNA is also white color, that agar is also white color. So to see these fragments, that's why we are going to do staining, coloration with the help of this ethidium bromide. So after that we are able to see. So in this agar gel where there is these fragments of DNA is there, after adding this ethidium bromide, when UV light is exposed on them, this kind of fluorescence we can see. These are the fragments of DNA. These are here. So these cut off the gene of interest from the source of DNA and cut vectors are mixed and ligase is added, DNA ligase, which can add them, and it will create the recombinant DNA. So excise DNA band and add to the gel to dissolve the buffer 10 minute, and temperature is 65 degree, and transfer to gel spin column and wash them eluted DNA in the small volume. And then these pieces, means here these pieces are formed, these pieces are used for rDNA technology, these pieces, because these are the recombinant DNA, so desirable DNA. This is going to add into the vector. This is the vector in which these genes, which is taken from here, means from here, this technique. So they are going to add with the help of this enzyme DNA ligase, which can join these fragments here. Once it is joined, so you can see in this diagram here they are joined with the help of action of this DNA ligase enzyme. Liga means connector. It will make the phosphodiester, help in the phosphodiester bond formation so that they can be ligated. Here is the again method is given. So remember what is happened here. The separated DNA fragment can be seen only after staining the DNA with compound known as ethidium bromide and followed by the exposure of UV. So sample is purified, cell is lysis with the help of enzyme, and we can take here cells of bacteria, plant, animal cell, and for cell lysis we use the enzymes. Which enzyme? Cellulase, pectinase, chitinase or lysosome. Cellulose pectinase for plants, chitinase for fungus, and lysosome for animal cell or bacterial cell. Then protein is also removed with the help of an enzyme called as protease. This is the protocol how the DNA is going to isolate. Then that DNA is precipitated. Precipitated means what happened? The heavier particle get settled at the bottom and lighter particle will float over here. So that is called as supernatant. जो ऊपर फ्लोट हो रहा है उसको कहा जाता है सुपरनाटेंट, और जो नीचे उसके वेट की वजह से रह जाएगा, उसको कहा जाएगा सेडिमेंट. So sediment and supernatant will form, and then DNA rehydration, then sample preparation, DNA is binding, then washing, and DNA elution. I told you what is by elution. Separated DNA fragment can be seen only after staining with a compound known as ethidium bromide, followed by UV radiation as a bright orange colored bands, and that separated DNA are cut from the agar gel and extracted from the gel pieces. That step is called as elution. And several other techniques are also used for eluting this DNA from the gel pieces and purified DNA fragments used in the rDNA. So here, after that, we will get pure DNA fragments. Finally, after that technique, means after gel electrophoresis, and that are going to use for rDNA technology. So this is about this one.